Okay, we'll resume today's class. Date is 15/4/2018. Start with the string operation. If you are having any doubts, you can stop me in middle and ask anything. Okay. This is a string 1. Today is bright sunny day in New York. You can see there are some spaces on left hand side and there are also spaces on right hand side. So if I want to remove the spaces from right hand side, that is this side, I can use R strip. So it will remove all the spaces from right hand side. If I use L strip, it will remove all the spaces from left hand side. If I just use strip, it will remove spaces from both the sides. So R strip will remove from right hand side, L strip will remove from left hand side, and strip will remove the spaces from both the sides.
Hello. Okay, I'm in the class.
Okay, we just started just now. Uh, we saw that this is a string with having a space on both the side at the start and at the end. R strip will be used to remove the strips spaces from right hand side. L strip will be used to remove the spaces from left hand side, and strip will remove the spaces from both the side. If we want to join this string using a comma in between, we'll be using comma dot join string 1. Let's try what it happens. So first we just printed the removed the right side. So if we select everything, we can see over that here that this spaces are removed from right hand side. Over here we can see that the spaces are removed from left hand side. Over here we are saying that the spaces are removed from both the side, and in the final print option we can see that it is joined, everything is joined with each other using a comma separator. Okay, going to the next example. How to join? If I want to join with a space in between, it will be space dot join hello world. If I want to join with comma in between hello and world, so it will be comma dot join hello world. Let's see. So since it was a space, it is first one is joined between with the space in between. The second one, it was a comma, so it is joined using a comma in between. Going to next example. School name is Delhi Public School. So what we are doing is print D in school. Can you see D in school? Yes, we can see D in school. Since D is in school, that is this variable, we can see D, that means it is true. So it will be printing as a true. If you see over here U, if you try to find over here U, you can find it over here only. But if you see this is a lower case, however this is a uppercase, so it will not match. So it will be false. So the first statement should be true and second statement should be false. True and false. Okay, next example. It is again a string. X is a string saying that value of X is 0.9032. What I need to do is I need to take only this value. To take only this value, the step will be first I will find the position of the colon. To find the position of colon, and second thing I will take all the data from after the colon. So if I see what is the position of colon, this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14th. So colon is at 14th position if I count starting with 0. So if I execute this one, find colon, it will come as a 14th position. So I can see that it's 14th position. So it is printing as a 14. Now what I need to do is I need to take the data from 15th position from here and put it into some variable. So I am taking the data from 15th position. To take from 15th position, it will be 14 plus 1. So it will take a data from 15th position It will convert it into a float and store in this variable num, and finally print it. So once we execute this, what it does is it takes the data from 15th position, that is over here, convert it into a floating point because it is a character by default or a string by default, convert it into a floating point and print it. Next example, again a string saying that hello, welcome to the world of Python. So this is a string stored in a variable called as strr. The first thing is, what we need to do is get the first 6 characters and last 10 characters and join them using a underscore. So we have to take the first 6 characters, means this one, then last 10 characters means this one, and join them. So last 50, it should be last 15 characters. So 15 characters means until the world of Python and join them. So we have to take this hello and world of Python and join them. So if we want to take starting 6 characters, it will be 0 until 6. So it will take 0th, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. And it will take the last 15 characters from the back, therefore minus sign, and print it. Taking it into A and B, then joining A plus underscore plus B and print it. So it will be hello is the first 6 characters, world of Python is last 15 characters. Finally, we are joining using a underscore. We can also do this way. Either we can do this way, A plus underscore plus B, or we can use a join thing, that is underscore dot join A comma B. So it will also do the same thing for joining hello world of Python. So you can do join in two different ways like this, or use a built-in function called as a join. The next string operation, the first word is hello, second word is world. What it says is swap the first 3 characters of each word and join them with a pipe symbol. So change the first 3 character means by default the word was hello and the second word was world. The first word was hello and second word was world. So you want to change this hello by swapping the first 3 characters, that is HEL will become WOR. However, LO will remain the same. And over here also WOR will become HEL. However, last 2 alphabets will remain the same. So it will become something like this. So we are swapping the first 3 characters of both the words. So this should be your output. To swap the first 3 characters, so for the first word I am taking the first 3 characters of the second word like this, and from the third one I am taking the original one. So it will be y of first 3 characters plus x of after 3 characters. Similarly, second word will be x of first 3 characters plus y of after 3 characters, plus will be used to concatenate. So you'll get word as WRLO. So it will become, word will become as WORLO, and over here the word will become as HELLD. Then we'll print it and then we'll be combining it. So if we combine it using a pipe symbol, it should become like this: WORLO, pipe symbol, HELLD, and finally we'll be printing it. So let's see output. So it has become Verlo, HELLD, and if we are concatenating with a plus symbol and taking a pipe symbol for concatenation. Now going into the daytime, Any doubts until now? Anyone, any doubts?
No.
Okay, since no doubts, we'll move further to daytime. It is a built-in module. Built-in module, that is, you don't have to import anything to use this daytime functions. You can directly start using daytime function. It is very flexible and it supports up to nanoseconds. It is very flexible and supports up to nanoseconds. Let's see how to use. First thing, it is a built-in module, no need for any development. You can just start using it. And it is very flexible. It is very flexible and supports up to nanoseconds. Okay. So to start using it, from daytime, import daytime, date, time. If you want to get any help on anything, either use a question mark or you can use it as a help. What there is a function called as a strip time, strptime. Strip time does nothing but it converts the string like this. This is a string, and it will convert it into a,
Sir,
yeah.
for some reason, that help datetime dot strip time is not working in my Python shell.
Are you importing? Are you importing like this? Have you defined the module?
Yep, from datetime, import datetime, date and time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. I have done it. Okay, now help date time dot strip time. I am getting traceback error. Does
Okay.
not affect.
That means it is unable to import that module. After this class, we can I can access your system using a team viewer and then can find the solution for it.
Okay, sure, no problem.
Okay. Okay. So if we want more details about it, we can write either help or we can also write daytime dot strip time followed by a question mark. Both will work the same way. Strip time is used to convert a string. This is a string into a daytime format. So if you see 2017 is a year, y, so it is percent %y. Then if you can see 01 over here, it is nothing but a month. So here also month. Then you can see 07 is a date, 08 is a hours, 00 is minutes, 01 is seconds. So what it will do is it will take the string which is in this format. We have to specify the format also. So once we specify the format, string and format, it will convert it into a datetime. So first we wrote a help, so it gives details about it. And second thing, it converted it into a daytime. So it is 2017 year, month, date, and followed by hour, minutes, and seconds. So strip time was used to convert string into a daytime. Let's say if you already have a numeric values and you want to convert it into daytime, you can convert this way. Date 1 is equal to daytime dot 2017 is a year, 1 is month, 7 is date, 8 is hours, 0 is minute, 1 is seconds. So if I print date 1 dot day, day will be the 7th of January, and date will be 7 January 2017. Let's see, day should be 7. Day should be 7 because day is 7 and date is 7 January 2017. Date 1, if we find this, it is 7 January 2017, 80001. Okay, similarly, the same example, no difference. Date 2 is equal to daytime 2016 122. Here we are not giving the time, so it will assume the default time, that is 00. If we print the day, day will be printed as 22, and if we print this daytime entirely, it will be 22 Jan 2016 000000. Let's see. So the day is 22nd and the entire date that is printed is 22nd January 2016 000000. Over here what we are doing is finding a date difference between date 1 and date 2. So this is date 1, that is 2017. Date 1 is around 2016, so it is almost a 1 year, or I can say around maybe around 350 days. So if I subtract this, it will give us around 350 days and some hours. So it gives us around, let's execute, 351 days, 8 hours and 1 minute, because over here there was 8 hours, over here it was 0 hours. So it became 8 hour, and difference between these two is 351 days. Okay, any doubts until now? Okay, no doubt. So we'll continue. We'll continue with,
So I
yeah.
think I found out the issue
Okay.
because the documentation is not installed for that module. That is why.
Okay.
So I think that's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's why it is not able to import that module.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thanks.
Okay, then let's go to list, dictionary, and tuple. So yesterday, I think so, you asked the question, what is the difference between list and tuple?
Yes,
And
sir.
you were using a tuple for importing the JSON file.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. The difference between list, and tuple first, and dictionary at the end. List is nothing but a collection of different data types. It is similar to arrays. So I can say that list is similar to arrays. And it can contain different type of data types. It can be all character, all strings, or some string and some numbers, or something like this. So it is a collection of different data types. It is similar to arrays. When you want to specify the list, you have to specify this way: square brackets open and close. So if you want to specify a list, it will be specified in a square bracket. So I will write specify slash enclose in square brackets. Second thing is a list is mutable. Mutable means I can delete some value from list. I can add some new value in middle or at start and so on. That is, I can change the contents of the list. So it is known as a mutable. All the items are separated by commas. All elements are separated by commas. So these are the things that we need to know about list. The most important thing that we need to know is it should be written in a square bracket. And second thing we need to know, most important, is it is a mutable. Mutable meaning you can change the things. So these are the important things we need to know about list. List is similar to arrays, whatever language you know before. It is enclosed in a square bracket. It is mutable, meaning you can change the value of it. And all the elements are separated by commas. Tuple is again similar to list. Tuple is again very much similar to list. Now if you want to specify a tuple, either you can specify in a circular bracket, or even if you don't specify a bracket, it's still okay. So you can specify in a circular black bracket. Over here it was a square bracket, it is mandatory. For tuple it is a circular bracket. Second thing, the difference between list and tuple is it is immutable. It is immutable. That is, cannot delete any values, cannot add new value in middle and start. However, can add new value at the end. So the difference is it is mutable and it is immutable. So this is the difference between list and tuple. List is specified in a square bracket, tuple is specified in a circular bracket. A list is mutable, that is, you can change the value in the middle. If there are 10 elements in an array, you can change the fifth element, you can delete the fifth element, you can you can insert anything at the fifth element, or so on and so forth. You can change the value of a list. But tuple, if you have defined, you cannot change the value. However, you can add the new things at the end. So this is the difference between list and tuple. The reason being you use tuple while reading a file is because you don't want to change the value of that whatever you read from a file. So that's the reason whenever you're reading from a file, you can read it into a tuple, because you don't have to change the values in it. You can definitely add the new things at the end, but you don't have to change the value. So you use a tuple. You can also use the list for the same purpose. But if you use a list, it is possible that in program by mistake the value gets changed or so on and so forth. That's the reason why when we are using a file or we want to load a file, we use a tuple. Is it clear, Vignesh, why we are using the tuple?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yep.
because we don't have to change the value.
Mhm.
Okay. Then going to a dictionary. Dictionary is nothing but a key value pair. That is, it key will be always one. Key will be always one. Value can be multiple. Similar to dictionary, if there is a word, it can have a multiple meaning. Similarly, over here also, this dictionary also, If there is a word, it can have a multiple meaning. If there is one key, it can have a multiple values. It is specified in the curly brackets. It is a key value pair. It is specified in a curly bracket. So this is the difference between list, dictionary, and tuple. A list and tuple almost the same, specified in a square bracket, specified in a circle bracket. A list you can change the value, it is immutable. Tuple you cannot change a value, it is immutable. Dictionary, it is specified in a curly bracket and it is a key value pair. So let us start with the list. So we start with the list first. List examples. So I'm adding a new line, putting a list example. Since it is a comment, I change from code to markdown to convert to look good way. I just execute it. So this is the list examples. Okay. So as we saw that list is specified in a square bracket. It is mutable, meaning you can change the value. So if you see over here, there is a list 1 and list 2. List 1 is specified in a square bracket. It is a collection of different variables. This is a string, this is an integer, this is a floating, string, float, integer again. There is a list 2, integer, and a string. So this is the list that we have specified. Print list 1 will do nothing but print the value of list 1. So what it will do is it will just print this thing. So output that is expected is will print this thing. Print list 2, what it will do is it will just print like this. So I will say will be output will print like this. Okay, what it says is list 1 of 0 index. This is specifying an index and list 1. If you see, this is a list 1, this is the 0 index, this is the first index, second index, third index, fourth index, and fifth index. So if it is saying that list 1 of 0 index, meaning this value, that is ABC. So what it will do is it will print output will be 0th index of list 1, that is ABC. What is this? List 1, 1, 2, 3. So this is 0 index, first index, second index. So it will print this way because it is from first index until third index. So 0 index, first, second, third. Until means it will not be printed, so only this one. Okay. What is the next thing? Print element starting from the second element. So second element means this is the second element that is at index 1. So it will be printing all this. Output will be this one. Okay, when we see star or the asterisk, it means the number of time that should be printed. So it says that list 2 should be printed 2 times. Since it is multiplied by 2, so the output will be 2 times. So the output will be 1 2 3 xyz, again 1 2 3 xyz, 2 times. What does this say is list 1 plus list 2 plus is for concatenation. So output will be list 1 and list 2 will be concatenated. So output will be concatenation of both the list. So both the things will be concatenated. So output should be like this. Print length of list 2. So the length of the list 2 is 2. So the output should be, or output will be 2. Let us execute. So yes, whatever we discussed, the output is like that only. Over here ABC, over here this one 5.67, over here this one from the second element. This is printing the list 2 times. This is concatenation of list 1 and list 2. And finally the length of list 2. If any doubts, you can stop me in middle and ask the question. Okay, the next example, list A. List A contains ABC 1 2 3 5.67 XYZ 11.2 and QZ. Again, it contains a different data types like this is a string, this is integer, this is float, string, float, string. What we are doing is list B is equal to list A. That is, we are assigning a value of list A into list B. So what will happen is, what will be the value of list B? List B will become the same because we are assigning the same value of list A. Now what we are doing is list A is equal to list A into 2 times. Into 2 times means it will be list A will become 2 times. So whatever is the contents, it will become 2 times. Because we are using an asterisk operation, it will become 2 times. Now what we are doing is print list A. So if I print list A, it will print this value because list A is this one. And if I print list B, it will print this value because list B is this one. So I'm printing list A is 2 times this one and list B is only 1 time because it was assigned before is this one. Any doubts, let me know in middle. Stop me and you can ask any questions. Okay. Now list. We are having a list 1 that is having Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai. These are the 3 cities we are using, Mumbai, Delhi and Chennai. Print list 1, what the print list 1 will do? It will just print Mumbai, Delhi and Chennai. Okay, so if we print list 1, it will just print Mumbai, Delhi and Chennai. Okay, what is the second thing you can see over here? List 1 dot append. So what this will do? It will append the things. Append meaning adding the things at the end. So what it will do is it will append with Hyderabad. So Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai will become Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, Hyderabad. So you can see it over here. Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai and Hyderabad. Okay. Next one, list 1 dot insert Bangalore. So what you are doing is inserting a Bangalore at 0 index. 0 index means at the start. So if I insert Bangalore at the start, 0 index means the Bangalore will be the first. So if I do this way and if I insert Bangalore and if I print it, let's see over here, the Bangalore has come before. So you can see before Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, Hyderabad, the Bangalore came because we are inserting at 0th index. Okay. Then list 1 dot extend. That is, we are ending city 1 and city 2 at the end. So you can see city 1 and city 2 at the end. So we are extending the list by city 1 and city 2.
So, what is the difference between append and extend then?
Yeah,
Like,
yes. We are coming to that point only. Append is used to add only one element. So if you are using a append, you can only add one element, that is Hyderabad. But when we are extending it, we can add multiple elements, city 1, city 2, city 3, city 4, city 5. Is it clear?
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep.
So append is used to add only one element. Hyderabad's extend is used to add multiple elements, city 1, city 2, and city 3, and so on. So city 1, city 2 got added. Now I am extending it again by another list, city 3, city 4, city 5. So I am extending, so it became city 3, city 4, city 5. Again, what I am doing is print list 1 index of city 1. So if you see this list, it is trying to find the index. So index of Bangalore is 0, Mumbai is 1, Delhi 2, Chennai 3, Hyderabad 4, city 1 5. So if I print the index, it will be printed as 5 because city 1 is at 6th position or 5th index, because index always start with 0. Okay. Then what we are doing, list 1 dot remove city 4. So if I remove a city 4 from the list, I can see that city 4 is no more over here. City 4 is removed. Similarly, I can remove using an index by a command pop.1, by a function pop.1. One index, if you see over here, this was index 0, this was index 1. So Mumbai, if I remove index 1, the Mumbai will be gone. So there is no more Mumbai in this list. So what we need to understand is the difference between list and tuple. In list, you can add something at 0th position or first position, or you can remove something and so on. But if you are doing tuple, you cannot add anything in middle, cannot add anything in start, you cannot delete or remove and so on. So this is the only difference between list and tuple. Okay, going to the next list. This is a number list having numbers 9, 3, 15, 7, 13, 1, 5, 11, and 17. Basically all the odd numbers. Okay, what I can do is, what we are doing over here is sort. If I'm not specifying anything, it means that it will be doing a sort in a ascending order. So ascending order, it will be doing a sort, that is 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, and so on. Then I'm printing after sort. Then I am finding the length. Length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So length should be how much? 9. Then what we are doing, finding the maximum number. If you see the list, the maximum number is 17. Then what we are doing is finding a minimum number. So minimum number is 3. Let us execute. So sorting is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, ascending order. Length is 9. Maximum number is 17, or minimum number is 1. Sorry, I missed 1. So minimum number is 1. Okay, let's say I'm taking the same example and I want to do a sorting in descending order, but I don't know how to do sorting in descending order. So what I can do is, let's say I write a sort and write a question mark. So what it will do is, it will give me the syntax how it should be. It says that sort key none, and it should be like this: reverse, false, and so on. So what I can do is, I can just copy the syntax from here. After doing question mark, close it. I already have a syntax. I just copy the syntax that I copied from help. So key is none, reverse is false. It is not sorting. It is sorting, but we are not printing the output. So if I do a sort, it will be 1 3 5 7 9 17 because reverse is false. If I want to do reverse, I can simply change it to reverse true. So it will do in a descending order 17, 15, 13, 11, 9, 7, 5, 3, 1. So to come over here, what we did was number list dot sort question mark. Either you can do a question mark or you can do a help. Both will help you out. So this is how we found the syntax and we were able to do a sorting in a descending order. Okay. Same example, similar example. Character list A B C D E G H I J K L M and N to T. What I am doing is sorting this character list on the basis of length. So the biggest length should come first. First, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So we are sorting on basis of it should be on ascending order, a small to big since it is ascending order. So small first G L M H I J K A B C D E D N O P Q R S T. Okay. The next thing, what is the difference between sort that we did over here and sorted? What sort does is it changes the value of the list itself. Sort will change the value of the list itself. However, when I am using a sorted, it will not change the value of the list. It will just be help just print, and after that the value of the char list remains the same. Value of the char list remains the same. So sort will change the value of the list. Sorted will not change the value of the list. Value of list remains the same. Value is not changed. So this is the difference between sort and sorted. Any doubts until now?
Yep.
Okay, go to the next thing. Dictionary. Okay, to make it good, we have to execute so it looks good way. It converts the HTML tags into the word. Okay, dictionary we saw that it is a key value pair. The first example we are taking is it is having a single key and single value. We know that dictionary is specified with a curly brackets. So dict1, when I write it as a curly bracket, what the system is doing is compiler is understanding that it is a dictionary. Over here you see over here on the left hand side, this is a key, this is the value, key value pair. On left hand side, this is a key, this is the value. So it is a key value pair. If you see one is a key and the value for one is this is first string. Thus 2 is again a key. The value for key 2 is this is second string. So this is a key. When I do a dict1 of 1, if I print this, the value will be printed. That means this is first string. If I write dict2, that is this key, it will print this value. This is a second string. This is first string, this is a second string. Okay, going to the example 2. Over here, it is the example having multiple values. So again, dictionary 2, you can see DICT2. The system will understand it is dictionary by looking into a curly braces or a curly brackets. So there is a curly bracket or curly braces. So by looking into this, system will understand that it is a dictionary. Over here, you can see that key and value are assigned by a column. Key and value are separated by a colon, and different values are separated by a comma. So this is first key value pair. If you see this is the first key value pair. The key is state, value is Maharashtra. This is the first key value pair, state, key is state, and value is Maharashtra. Similarly, This is a second key value pair. Key is city. However, there are two values to it. One is Mumbai, second is Pune. So key is city having two values, Mumbai and Pune. This is the third key value pair. Key is code, value is 23, only one value. Key is code, value is 23. Third one, department, DEPT is key, value is GST. So this is the entire key value pair. First thing is print dictionary 2. That means it will print the entire dictionary. So if I do this print dictionary 2, it will print the entire dictionary. Okay. Second is what I am doing is I am printing only the keys. So key is what? State, city, code and department. So state, city, code and department is printed. Over here what I am doing is print only the values. So values, that is Maharashtra, Mumbai, Pune 23 GST is printed. This is about key value pair or a dictionary. Any doubts till now? You can ask me, or else what we can do is we can move to tuple. Okay, we'll move ahead to tuples. As we know that tuple is specified with a circular bracket or even without bracket, the system understands that it is a tuple. We know that tuple is immutable, meaning you cannot change the value of a tuple, or you cannot add anything in middle, or you cannot delete from a tuple. So important thing of tuple, it is immutable. So if I take the first example and go ahead, a value is 1 2 3 4. If I print a, what it will do is print 1 2 3 4. Print the tuple over here like this. Okay, what we saw that tuple is immutable. That is, we cannot add anything in start or middle, or we cannot change the value. Let us try to add something in start. A of 0 is equal to 10. Let us try to execute. So what it says that type error, object does not support item assignment. So it is a tuple. You cannot change the value from the start. You can only put in the end. So that's why this will not work. We'll comment it out. That means tuple is immutable. You cannot add a value in the middle. That's why I'm commenting it out. Second is a dot index 2. Index 2, this is a 0 index. This is a first index. This is a second index. It wants a index of 2. This is 2. If I see it is a what index, there is 0 index, there is 1 index. So what I can see is 2 is at index number 1. 2 is at index number 1. Similarly, what I can do is I can say 4. So 4 is at what index? 0, 1, 2, 3. If I say index of 4, that means it will print 3. If I say index of 1, it means it will print 0, because 1 is at 0th position. Similarly, if I say index of 2, it will find the index of the 2, that is, it is at first position. Okay. We say that we already told that, concluded that in tuple we can add from the end, or we can append the things. If we want to add from the end, it is this way. A is equal to a plus 10. So it was 1 2 3 4. The 10 will come at the end, so it is 1 2 3 4 10. So you can add anything from the end. Okay, print id of a. ID is a unique number that is assigned by a compiler or the system to every object, every variable, every object, it will assign a ID. So if I say print ID of a, this is ID assigned by a system. And if I want the hex value of it, this is the hex value of the ID. Okay, the next thing is empty tuple. So tuple 1 is an empty tuple. tuple is specified by a brackets. Empty tuple, nothing is there inside. If I print, nothing will be printed, blank. Integer tuple, everything is an integer inside it. 1, 2, 3. If I print, it will be printed. This is a mixed tuple. 1 is an integer, hello is a string, 2.3 is a floating point. So it will be printed. Nested tuple means a tuple inside a tuple, another tuple. One tuple inside tuple, another one more tuple. This is a list. So this tuple is having one string, one list, and one tuple. So this is called as a nested tuple. Okay. You can also specify a tuple without a circular bracket or a parenthesis. It will auto consider it as a tuple. It is having an integer, floating point, and a string. Unpacked tuple. So the value of the tuple 1 was 2, 2.3 dog. I will put it into A, B, and C. So A becomes 3, B becomes 2.3, and C becomes the string dog. Okay. Any doubts until now?
So that nested tuple, the list inside that nested tuple, is it editable?
No. Cannot.
No.
No. You can only
Okay.
add the new things inside in the tuple at the end. List cannot be edited once it is in tuple.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Any other doubts? Okay, we'll take a quick break, a short break of uh, 10 minutes, and we'll resume in 10 minutes. The time currently is stop screen share.